Disney's towers where stories are spun. A chain was forged in 2014. Bold, a hybrid beast, both fierce and wise. Built to guard truth beneath solid skies. Hadn't etched its power unbound. Millions of transactions, a thunderous sound. No fleeting hype, but a fire that lasts. A blockchain born from a magical past. Dragonchain kindled in Disney's light. Roots of wonder, now it fuels the fight. Dragonchain rises where dragons take wing. A realm of glory where legends sing. Dragon's birth is trade secure. Immutable lore, forever pure. Scales fast, no chains you can find. Inner chain bonds through time's design. For bonds and dreamers, a world to build. Dragonchain's call with marvels filled. Assets with soul, their tales unfold. A cryptoverse woven with fire and gold. Dragonchain kindled in Disney's light. Roots of wonder, now it fuels the fight. Dragonchain rises where dragons take wing. A realm of glory where legends sing. Legends sing. Legends sing. Dragon's birth is trade secure. Immutable lore, forever pure. Scales fast, no chains can confine. Inner chain bonds through time's design. For bonds and dreamers, a world to build. Dragonchain's call with marvels filled. Assets with soul, their tales unfold. A cryptoverse woven with fire and gold. Dragonchain kindled in Disney's light. Roots of wonder, now it fuels the fight. Dragonchain rises where dragons take wing. A realm of glory where legends sing. No fading spark, no broken vow. In 2025, hosts a 7-year war with the SEC. Dragonchain's free. From Disney's vaults to a gamer's throne, its fire endures, a world of its own. Dragonchain kindled in Disney's light. Roots of wonder, now it fuels the fight. Dragonchain rises where dragons take wing. A realm of glory where legends sing. Legends sing. Legends sing. Legends sing. Legends sing. Disney's towers where stories are spun. A chain was forged in 2014. Bold, a hybrid beast, both fierce and wise. Built to guard truth beneath solid skies. Hadn't etched its power unbound. Millions of transactions, a thunderous sound. No fleeting hype. Through the mist of cold, a fire ignites. Legio Dragon, warriors of the night. Blockchain whispers, ancient and bold. A dragon's birth in digital gold. Hatches from hashes, fate's final call. Rise from the ether, hear the legion's thrall. Swords of reason, flames of the chain. Dracaria calls, let the saga reign. From blockchain fire, dragons rise slow. Verifiable fate, let the hashes flow. Legio Dragonum, we forge the lore. Unrepeatable souls, hear the battle roar. From blockchain fire, dragons rise slow. Verifiable fate, let the hashes flow. Legio Dragonum, we forge the lore. Unrepeatable souls, hear the battle roar. I'm Lucius Centurion, armored in truth. Walk through the fog from the blockchain's youth. Egg in my hand, scales of Bitcoin gleam. Ethereum's pulse, living digital dream. No preset traits, no master's design. Randomness rules, a genesis divine. Incubation's tale, carved in the block. Hatching a legend, time turns the lock. 3D wings split, VR skies unfold. Ownership real, a story retold. From black to bone, the fire takes hold. Dracaria's jungle, fierce and bold. From blockchain fire, dragons rise slow. Verifiable fate, let the hashies flow. Legio Dragonum, we forge the lore. Unrepeatable souls, hear the...
In Dracaria's rim, where dragons reign, 4 houses stand against storm and flame. 115 clocked region till you a council grand. Each beast a marvel forged by hand.
115 clocked region till you Dracaria's dragons from ages past. Through ancient skies, their glory soars. A boundless tale the realm adores.
From earth to fire, their scales do gleam. A blockchain scroll, a mystic dream. 115 clocked origin till you their forms unfold. A saga whispered, brave and bold.
115 clocked origin till you Dracaria's dragons from ages past. Through ancient skies, their glory soars. A boundless tale the realm adores.
A number vast.
Dragonchain, Dragonchain, ja ich rock die Dragonchain, Dragonchain, ja ich rock die Dragonchain, Dragonchain, yeah Galaxy Boy. Ja ich hab den Dragon Spirit, Dragonchain den Neck ich kill es, ja bis kill es, ey ja ich hab den Dragon Spirit, Dragonchain den Neck ich kill es, ja bis kill es. Speie lila Flammen, ganzes Game am Brennen. Yeah. Du machst den Track hier an, deutsche Rapper rennen. Ja, du weißt ganz genau, dass alle grad erkennen, dass ich einfach besser rappe als die deutschen Rap-Legenden. Meine Rap-Skills technisch heftig, deine Rap-Skills sind extrem schlecht. Du bist nur ein Cash-geiler Zweck, Reimer mit Patent auf Rapness. Ich bin echt nicer Textschreiber mit den besten Tracks, bitch.
Ey, yo, Alter, nur kurz gefragt, ist schon alles so? Kannst du nicht wenigstens noch so einen ganz kurzen Part bringen?
Pass auf, mein Beast ist
Trapped in the brain, chains gonna break. Funkener fliegen, die Facts insane. Text in grade, it's way too late. For you to stop me, denn ich zeig, was das Game. Im Netz machst du auf Gangster, redest davon, dass du Cash hast. Auch in Real Life bist du Penner, ein Kinderwitz wie der Wendler.
so, hast du jetzt genug?
Yo, das war übel krass, Mann.
Danke, Mann. Und weil du es bist, kommt hier nochmal die Hook für dich.
Roles of a denizen. A content creator is a user that creates posts and is rewarded based on the quality of their content. A content evaluator is a user that helps assess the quality of content and enforces community standards. The evaluator is effectively taking part in a marketplace to curate content and is rewarded for early evaluation. A content consumer is a user that wishes to find and consume the most valuable content in a given subject area or within a community. A lair owner is a person holding tokenized ownership of all or part of a community lair. Owners are rewarded with a portion of all mining activity happening within their lair. Owners are incentivized to build the best community of content creators and evaluators. On social media platforms today, quality content often goes unnoticed. On Den, users get paid for the creation, evaluation, and curation of quality content. Content creators are rewarded based upon the engagement and reach of their post or comment. Content evaluators are rewarded based upon the speed and results of their predictions about which content will trend or go viral. Community owners are rewarded based on engagement within their community. On Den, quality content pays.
Now, more than ever, our data is at risk. Our supply chains are in jeopardy. Our systems are broken, and businesses feel powerless. Dragonchain gives you a different way, a safer way, a better way, and you have power over your data. Dragonchain gives you proof in an untrusted world. Build now at Dragonchain.com, America's blockchain. Now,
no mechanism exists to make payments over a communications channel without a trusted party. What is needed is an electronic payment system based on cryptographic proof instead of trust, allowing any two willing parties to transact directly with each other without the need for a trusted third party.
Yeah. Young Satoshi. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. Mine 10 blocks on the blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These dragons selling like they hotcakes. We go to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, Dragonchain, Dragonchain. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. Mine 10 blocks on the blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These dragons selling like they hotcakes. We going to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, Dragonchain, Dragonchain. My ETH costs more than your rent. I spend my life savings get a 10. Dragons get the hottest coming next. Me and Joe Rose make a bet. All this shit seem new to me. Mix a blockchain with security. Keeping data safe is the fluency. How could you not fuck with the company?
ディズニーが最初に開発し、その後スピンアウトし、オープンソースとなったドラゴンチェーンからドラゴンチェーン商用プラットフォームおよびドラゴンチェーンインキュベーターが登場。まず資産となるデータの保護に重点を置いているドラゴンチェーンプラットフォームを見ていきましょう。サーバーレス構造を用いた拡張性高いプラットフォームは、スマートコントラクトの開発者たちが Java、Python、Node、C# など使い慣れたプログラミング言語で作り込まれるようパッケージ化されています。さらに、すべてのスマートコントラクトが Amazon AWS とその他の機能にフルアクセスできます。次はドラゴンチェーンインキュベーターを見ていきましょう。ドラゴンチェーンインキュベーターはブロックチェーンプロジェクトのローンチに必要なプロセスを標準化しました。では次にドラゴンチェーンの市場を見ていきましょう。暗号通貨、マーケティング、法律、ソフトウェア開発、採用といったあらゆる分野のスペシャリストたちが集まるエコシステムになっています。また、この市場には開発者たちが再利用目的で収益化したビルド済みのスマートコントラクトライブラリーも含まれています。最後に紹介するのがドラゴンチェーンプラットフォームとエコシステム全体の全てのサービスにアクセスするためのトークン化されたマイクロライセンスです。ブロックチェーンビジネスマジック用に設計されています。あなたも最も安全で柔軟性が高くビジネス仕様のブロックチェーンプラットフォームとエコシステムの一員になれます。10月2日 いよいよドラゴン発売開始。
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. We choose to go to the moon.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and secret proceedings. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed.
Welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky, the Dragonchain Update Show. This is episode 1x13e. That's 0x13e. It's a hex number. It's the 319th weekly episode. Reminder, nothing on the show is financial advice, and stay tuned after the updates for a quick AMA of at least 3 questions. And first off, we go to Dragonchain updates. So last week's distribution of this show's governance lot, 1,264 tokens. There were 3 questions for 210 lot each. The host received 210 and Dragonchain received 422 lot. Next, we go to Den.Social updates. So let's see here. We go to the DenDAO tab and the DenDAO layer. There is a meeting scheduled for September 12th. That is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Time. That's 1400 Central, which is what? That's 1400, like 1900, I think, UTC. So I think that's right. Make sure you show up. Let's see if there's any agenda has been added yet other than the standard agenda. So get in there if you need to add anything to it. Or especially we're looking for feedback on the discussion from last week in the meeting about Den becoming the platform. And there is not a paper out yet, but we kind of went through some of the high level, and hopefully we will have a paper out soon on that as well. So pay attention to that. It's very exciting stuff, but we need, we definitely need feedback from the community. And, it'll all run through the DAO. So in the end, whoever wants to give feedback will have a good opportunity directly with a vote in the very least. So, but next we go to the World Blockchain Roundtable update. And in case you missed last week's episode, it was technocracy prevention using blockchain. It was the episode 224. This is the first ever and probably the only actual DAO-based podcast where everybody participating can earn governance and ownership in the show to effectively steer how the show goes. So pay attention. It was a good show. Make sure you go watch and share it. The more views it gets first week, the more lot all the participants will get. And more importantly, episode 225 airs today. Subject is non-financial applications of blockchain and how to increase awareness. So make sure you go in there, leave a blockchain related question or subject to discuss. It looks like I'm not going to be able to be there this week because we are going to be busy with coding. If anything happens with the schedule to change last minute, I'll just show up and it'll be fun. And the reason I even say that is because this one is near and dear to heart. I really want to be on this show because these are in my opinion, the most important things in front of us with blockchain technology and with the industry. These are the things that we should be looking at. These are the things that we should be building, not because what is being built is not good or is not worth it. There are a lot of good things being built, but the problem, in my opinion, is that too many of those things lend themselves to essentially mapping the banking world, and not even in an improved way, but mapping the banking world into blockchain. And I say there are definitely some improvements for sure with DeFi and everything else. So I don't want to say anything is bad about that. It's just very frustrating because that's not the only thing that should be built. And I have the opinion that that the things that will come when the world realizes what can be built that isn't banking, monetary, financial core, that will be when blockchain changes the world. And don't get me wrong, there are economics. Den has economics, but is it a banking system? No, Den is a system to solve something, and it has economics. Dracaria even has very interesting economics in a very unique model for the fee and supply algorithms. And those are things that are for very specific purposes built out using blockchain to do that. But none of those are financial at their core. They aren't. It's not a new banking system. Which anyway, so this episode should be very valuable info. So I would suggest please do watch it if you can, and I will try to be there if I can, even if I show up in the latter half. But anyway, we will see. So I do know William has volunteered to take the reins, so I really appreciate that. Thank you, William. And let's see if there are any comments. William is here actually. And good morning. And looks like you already have a couple of questions. A bunch of questions from William. Taking the cake. So you guys need to get in some ask some, post some questions and comments to the roundtable episode for today before it's like 51 minutes from now. So you have plenty of time to do it. No excuse not to. Okay. Next, we go to Meme Asylum update. Make sure you're following Meme Asylum. We're actually making some good progress. We have with the team, both from the marketing side, we're working. There's some developments there, and from the technical side, we have some new members on the team that are helping us get a few things finished out. So pay attention to it. Hopefully, we will get something rolling out soon. We have, and hopefully, there might even be some opportunity to help us test a couple of little things right before we launch. So pay attention, and there'll be rewards if we do that for sure. Let's see here. What else? Also, some with the new development, these new developments, there have been some very interesting additions to some of the definition, which not finalized, but some very I think some things that will turn out to be important and that will make it even more fun. So pay attention to that. Meme Asylum, follow Meme Asylum X, follow, join the Telegram group and everything else. Make sure you're paying attention. Next, we go to Dracaria updates. So I'll real quick do a check. Make sure you are following Dracaria World on X. Very important you're doing that, because that's where all of the hatches. I'll see. I can't even keep up with the hatches, by the way. Some of these things are beautiful. Some of these are amazing. I mean, look at that. That's crazy looking. And there's some in here that have kind of surprised me, because even seeing like this one, does this not make you think of the Joker, like the cartoon? And I don't want to say that because it's like, it's maybe a negative, but look at the horns on that thing. It's crazy. And the colors. I mean, the colors are, not something I would have expected. This right here, I was trying to figure out how you get the spikes in that color with the base and the darker. It's neat. And there's so many variations. I've not seen all of the, you have to think about the colors, the saturations, I think it's value, but it's like how bright it is. And then those mixed with the other colors, and then them matched how they're masked. And there are just so many varieties. It's really hard to of course, to predict, but even to understand how they get mapped in. It's amazing. So it's very, very organic, very natural, very organic. So look at that. Look at those horns. Like, geez. Anyway, good stuff. Make sure you're paying attention as well. I do believe we will do another Gateway Key giveaway soon. I think there's probably some podcast stuff we're doing coming up. And there is, we'll probably do another drawing before the next season. The next season, by the way, is going to be, let's see here. I will go over here. We will share this tab. The next season is in, Spawn Cycle. Am I on the wrong page again? I mean, come on. Did I do something wrong again? I might be in dev. Sorry. One way or another, check out the Dracaria world. I have at least one hatch coming up. I think it's down here somewhere. Right here. I have a water egg that is going to hatch in about 3 hours. Very excited here. I only have 3 dragons. I have a bunch of eggs. Not too many hatching yet. So I kind of got carried away last time, and I bought 2 sets like I was going to, and then we needed to check something, that there was some issue maybe with Ethereum or something, and so I bought some more with Ethereum just to check. And so I was like, yeah, whatever, you twist my arm, I will buy some. And let's see here. Next we go to so the last thing to talk about before the AMA would be we are still walking forward, and we're being very what's the right word, very thoughtful about all of the different contexts of integrating a new patent portfolio tokenization project and token, and how it can interact with the Dragon. So we're working through a bunch of very interesting features and things that should excite people from both contexts. From someone who has held Dragon for a long time. Make sure you understand we are everybody involved is very aware and very much wants to make sure that everybody who has been so loyal and has held dragons for so long and has supported us out in the world in any way possible, that you are the primary group. That's the context that is the most important, to be loyal to you guys. And then the secondary is to bring, which enhances the first, is to bring excitement to new people, to basically refresh the entire ecosystem and how everything works together. So just make sure that you understand those are the primary goals, but we're looking at it from all types of contexts, including traders and even potential from people who would do us harm. How can we how can we prevent that, and how can we make it not worthwhile for them to do that? And we have a few interesting angles on some of those things. So there's a lot of really exciting ideas though, and we're getting them all written up still, and still walking through them and working with people on you know, what's safe, what isn't, what will work, what won't, and how to execute. And how to execute is probably the biggest piece right now. You know, timing, and you know, what it'll cost, and you know, how we handle everything. So anyway, that was that update. Now we go to the AMA. So let me go here live live on the screen while I refresh the AMA questions. I hope you got one in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share today's show. Again, this is 13E. It's 1 byte E, 30E, right? And let's go down to the AMA. First up, Robin Kleiss. I think it's probably Robin Kleiss. Can you give us a brief summary of what was discussed at the summit, and how will the Dragonchain network be used in combination with these products that were shown and or talked about? So I assume that you are talking about the summit that was that occurred at the Innovation Center at the University of Kansas, which was just last week, and it was with Brilliancy. It's essentially, it was their show. So it was Phil, it was Trey, and it was a few other people from their close team that were doing, set it up, invited us to it, and we discussed. There were 2 days. The first day was closed. It was with some customers talking about the things that they needed done. And all of us there was Coral, which is it's an AI firm that is I'm no expert, so I don't want to say anything wrong, but they have a unique form of AI. It's not LLMs. It is more of a process AI. Then there is maybe it's a knowledge tree AI. I'm trying to, hopefully I didn't get that wrong. Then there's also MyWave, which is an agentic AI, which means it's agents that you can train to do things, whether it's in your process, or in your organization has some process to handle support tickets, or to handle shipments or something, that it can be applied in certain areas to aid humans and to automate things that would otherwise be repetitive for humans, with some level of, a little more ability to be smart about things and work when regular static process might not work. And so it was those two firms. It was trying to think who else was there. Of course, Dragonchain was there, and we we talked about those problems. We walked through them. The second day, it was more than anything, each of us presenting the visions and how the products worked and what they could be used for. So it was very interesting. And we have several things we're working on, number one, but several things that we are considering, that either for products, but also for general services. For instance, one of the big things that we're looking at is wrapping those agentic AI modules with smart contracts, right? And if you think about it, the Dragonchain's concept of an enterprise smart contract orchestration fits in perfectly well, where you can have very simple, discrete processes that could just be custom code. They could be standardized code where you for filtering or something. And then we can plug in the agentic AI, and as well as other forms of AI, including the knowledge tree stuff, or even LLMs could be thrown in there to produce reporting, to descriptions. Here's what happened, or here was the actual result in a summary of the process. Stuff like that could happen, would be pretty powerful. And we're looking at building that. We're already doing some integrations and with the other teams. Also, there was an identity system there, and I don't have enough info on it to talk about it, but essentially further forms of ID that can be plugged in, along with factors, piece. Anything we offer is there, and what the goal is to bring us together, make the suite that they are offering more flexible, more powerful, more fitting to these various customers. And they do have a good number of customers coming in, and we're hoping that we get some good business out of that, which in the end, that's what we most need is new customers. Since we finally beat the SEC, we need to be able to roll into new business, all of the things that were killed back when they came after us 2018. So there were hundreds of projects that would have happened had they not attacked us. So anyway, great question. Hopefully that was a good answer for you. It was actually a really good conference, and a bunch of really good people were there. So make sure you I guess give them kudos over wherever you see it posted. And if you can watch it, I don't know. I think they recorded my session. I had some pretty interesting. There's some really good questions for sure given, and I was actually impressed with the back and forth with the audience. So it was really good. Okay, Free Press asks, can you tell us more about celestial magic? So let me go here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to switch over to this tab. I'm going to go to my collection. Okay, I'm already there. And one thing that is new is you can do celestial magic only. And I actually have a dragon that has celestial magic, right? It's an amazing looking dragon too. Look at that. It's amazing. Anyway, so I think if you go to properties, we can see it. So we can see that it has stable magic power. Now I could tell you how it was calculated, but I would have to look that up because I forget every time. But it's essentially some proportion of the egg density and the stability, or the and you can see right there, you can tell what it is. It's 100,000 density. Math was made easy because of that. And the stability is 142,000, meaning that this is the lowest density egg. And if it hatches before 100,000, then it won't get any of the celestial magic. If it hatches after 100,000, then it will get stable magic. Now, if we go over here and we go to community and we say celestial magic only, and now this one might be hard. I'm going to sort it by egg density highest to lowest and say celestial magic only. Now, this guy or cow, I'm not sure which, is, again, that's a crazy looking dragon in it, is Cryptophiles. Excellent. And it is, well, actually, it's a 5 million density. This one, I think, was the craziest one. Let me see first. So, okay, it's a male. It is a male. All right. So a 5 million density dragon, meaning every Ethereum block, there's a 1 in 5 million chance that it will hatch. Guess how long this took to hatch? 4,000 blocks. That's so crazy, so unexpected to get. This is the second highest density egg possible. Only 1% of all eggs will be 5 million, by the way, right? So extremely rare density as it is, but then a 1 in 5 million chance, and it only took 4,000 blocks to hatch. That's crazy. And so because it's the opposite of the low density eggs, the high density eggs, if they hatch early, they will get magic. So if they hatch before, in this case, 5 million blocks, then the 5 million egg density will get magic. And it happens to be a similar proportion. I think it's flipped. I can't remember, but magic power of 1200. And because it hatched early, it's unstable magic. So the more stable something is, so if it crosses the line, it's stable. If it is on the other side, it's unstable. But you get the magic in the case depending upon the density of your egg. So now that's what it is. That's how it's calculated, right? Now what it's for is, again, you have to understand these were modeled as a conceptual demonstration where we wanted to show people what can be done, right? And if you look at all of the genes, and you go up to genetics and you go through and you look at the raw data and you say, okay, I'm going to look through, you get down here into these genes, you're like, well, those are the blocks. You get down to the genes where there are arm spikes, interpreted value is 3. Back spikes, interpreted value is 5. So the raw value is 7. Why is the interpreted value 5? Because it is, let's see here. And I'm trying to remember what's the word. There is one gene that controls the other genes that will make them shift a little bit depending. If you have an extreme dragon versus a more moderate dragon, right? And so anyway, we put together a lot of these things. Some of these, obviously, neck spikes. Oh, there it is. No, not magic proficiency. Neck spikes, the color, all of these things weigh in on what the dragon looks like, which is obvious. But then there are several things like the stability, like the let's see here. I mean, the size, the snout, tail fins, colors, magic info, obviously, is that. The agility, you can't see the agility, you can't see the magic, the naming stuff. All of these things are intended to be interpreted by game makers or people who would use these dragons in this case, or other characters. So you can essentially make traits and genes that have potential meaning that aren't visible, or that have meaning in your game or in your card deck, whatever it might be, that can be more of an interpreted thing in the future. So that's what it is. And you can also add genes as well, just so you know that you can add genes in a fair manner using future blockchain blocks, so that you can prove that nobody was cheated and that everybody got this new gene value, or let's say some other type of magic gene, or some type of a value that, or a trait that you want to use in your game. You could even do something like, hey, I'm going to make a side-scrolling 2D game, and I'm going to make an 8-bit pixelated version of your dragon, and I don't want to use any of the genes that are here. Instead, I want to make a new gene that will tell me how I can how high I can double jump or something, right? You could use a gene that's in there if you wanted, but you could create a new gene and put it on chain, saying here's the definition of it, and a block 7 days from now on Bitcoin is going to essentially decide the gene value for all of the existing characters, all of the characters, the dragons that already have a genome will get this new value. And because it's a future block, it would be impossible for anybody to manipulate who gets the best scores, the best values, right? So stuff like that, super That's important. It's going to be it's very interesting. So we're gonna get some more of that stuff running relatively soon. We have a few people building on Dracaria, and I'm gonna offer up, hey, you could be the first to do this, and you could be the first to do that. So if you have any ideas or want to make a collectible card game or to do something fun, get in touch, because and if you have resources, if you can code a little bit, or you can do graphic design, or if you have some friends or a team that can do that stuff, get in touch with us, because I think there's a lot of money to be made, but a lot of things that a lot of pioneering to do, a lot of things that you'll be able to brag about in the future. That'll be a big deal. So anyway, that was a great question, Free Press. Thank you very much. Ala Dita asks, hi Joe, can you please remind developers about my pending matter? Yes, I will. I'm sorry if I didn't even know. So I will. In fact, you know what? I want to write it down. Aladita. Because otherwise, if I don't write it down, it might not happen. And I know, I will say, just so you know, there are too many things going on, and the devs are pretty locked up on time. So I'm going to apologize for them that we've not been able to keep up with a lot of requests. So apologies there. And worst case, I don't know what you're trying to do with it, if you're trying to send it out or what, but worst case, we can handle something manually if we have to. Okay. Next up, 4 a.m. announcement DinDAO meeting, Friday, September 12, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. Yes, so I should be there. I think I have a couple of things for dev going on this week, but I think that I'm open in the middle of the afternoon tomorrow. So that's the last question. And now we go, let's see here. By the way, every participant with a unique question, or every unique participant, is that right, will get lot from the Dragonchain lair. Multiple questions posted by the same denizen will only be credited for the top voted one. And I reserve the right to revise and extend all of my remarks in case I messed up and said something dumb. In closing, go to Dragonchain.Store and get some Den merch, and get some. This is Lithium's Dragon. This is one of my favorite things on here, because Lithium's a great guy. Haven't heard from him in a long time though. So if you know where Lithium is, have him get in touch. We want to talk to him. And there are a lot of other things there. Also keep a watch. We're going to hopefully soon get the Dracaria merch store up. Waiting on a couple of things. Stupid little technical things we have to get done. And then also watch the thing we're working on, and I can't promise when we'll be able to roll it out, but the thing we're really wanting to get out there is the native marketplace in Dracaria, that's where fun is going to be had. There's going to be a lot of really interesting stuff happening there. So pay attention for that. Watch out for that. And in the meantime, make sure you watch the roundtable today in, 25 minutes, and get everything set up for the end here. And watch this again next week, and follow Dragonchain, Real Denizens, Dracaria World, and Jojo Row on X and Den.Social. Make sure you go follow everything on Dracaria as well. Make sure you get an account there for the giveaways and stuff. All right. Thanks a bunch, and see you again soon.
America's not the government, people. The America is you. It is the Grand fucking Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, the deserts of the Southwest, the Pacific fucking Ocean, the Atlantic fucking Ocean. It is the grandest continent. And what the fuck have you people done? You have turned yourself into sheep, every goddamn one of you.